Hey everyone, welcome to Fiasconauts.
Hi, this is Fiasconauts.
I'm your special guest host, Jessica Lynn. The guest best host.
Yeah. Keep going. You're
Okay,
doing
no,
great.
I'm doing. I thought so. I'm back for my third edition of Fiasconauts.
I made a fart noise. That's really our intro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, you committed to that, buddy.
We're in it.
You can't circle back from that one.
No. It's on the table. Let's do it.
I might make a fart noise later, just to make you feel more comfortable.
I refuse to make a fart noise. Or discuss them.
So I am thrilled to be asked back. I've coerced you guys into doing the break a leg version in the playset anthology volume 2 of Fiasco.
Literally my worst nightmare
Is doing a play?
is that I'm in a play or something.
Why is that your worst nightmare?
You never had that nightmare?
I've had many of that nightmare.
You're like,
doing Shakespeare and
I
you
didn't
don't
rehearse
know what
this.
play you're doing. And
I didn't rehearse this.
I had like the nice version of it where I'm handed the script right before I'm about to go on stage, so I have to try to remember some things. But also now that I do improv, I'm just like, fuck. Whatever it is, just gotta listen really hard to my partner.
Yep.
Yeah, the nightmare has shifted.
Also applies to Fiasconauts.
shifted.
So I'm
So
sitting
now you
in the,
hand
You
that,
chose it. You read
hand
it.
that to Jones.
What we do? Oh, okay.
Jones always reads it.
Oh, all right.
That's fine. Who am
Well,
I to break
here,
tradition?
you read it. You read
No,
it.
I don't want to.
just
You already
said
took it
Jones
from
I'm
me.
always
tired
reads
of
it.
hearing Jones talk.
You just said I do.
You're snippy today.
I'm feeling
like
very
it.
like existentially destructive today.
I'm glad to be here for it.
All the world's a frickin' stage. The director slept with half the cast. Your lighting designer is homicidal, and that bastard from the Daily News just panned the show in his column. You'll be lucky on opening night if the cast remembers their lines. Nobody mentions the Scottish play, and the scenery doesn't fall down mid-performance. But hey, the art is all that's important, right? Break a Leg is a tribute to the grand traditions and superstitions of the theater, from the casting couch to the Great White Way. Movie night, waiting for Guffman, slings and arrows, extras, noises off, an awfully big adventure. Special note, special thanks to all the theaters that have worked out over the years that have given us inspiration for this playset. Almost everything in here may have actually happened to one of us both during our time working on stage and backstage, including the big box of swords with no lock on it and the severed finger. Also thanks to one particular production of Uncle Vanya and to the theater departments at Columbia College and Northwestern University for twisting us into the thespians we are today. Columbia College and Northwestern University.
Those are both in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
I was going to say that this is probably going to be a little too real.
It's
like-
3 real.
Oh no, this is we're hitting home.
3 real, 5 us.
Big time.
Can I write that down and steal that from you?
Sure.
Sure. It's not mine.
It's really good.
Not my bit, but still funny.
3 real.
So
But
here
she
we go.
starts this part, Jones.
Okay, there we go.
Heavens to
Well, she's writing
Murgatroyd.
right now. I'm just reading.
It's okay. Hey guys, are you ready
Oh, wait.
to choose? Oh God.
We have to roll in the dice.
Rolling the dice.
Roll
I know you roll the dice.
to Muriel.
Heavens to Muriel.
Remind me, what is rolling the dice again for you?
It's to me. It
reminds you of something,
It
right?
reminds me of Roland Zahay
Yeah,
from
Young Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
I just
Which
watched-
is also a musical.
could also inform
Okay, we have 3 1s, 2 2s, 1 3.
2 2s.
Oh, it's like inverted.
3 4s,
Top 10
2
numbers.
5s, 1 6.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
I feel like
Yeah.
6 is usually like the fun
6.
stuff.
I was just gonna say that.
Do we want to use our executive re-roll in hopes that we get more 6s?
Bosman doesn't let us.
We'll see
Oh
where
wow,
we get.
Bosman. Family is number 1. We are show people. Is that how I do it?
Huh?
Do I just read this?
For now, you can just do the top categories.
Oh, got
and then
it.
if one interests you, you can read the.
Understood now.
Yeah.
We get to choose from relationships. I think it's family, work, friendship, romance, history, community.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh no, you
pick
can
one.
pick one for
somebody.
either you and I, you and Jerns, or
Okay.
Jerns and Murr.
Well, I really want to be male. I know that's just how I'm feeling today.
Rixie.
Oh, Rexy, you're so sexy. Ooh, history.
History.
I'm going to choose history. That's
With
number
who?
5.
For you and Jones or you and I?
Me and Jones.
Okay. Number 5?
So I get that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait a
Here, you
minute.
can
The
write it
card's
on
got
there
all
if you want to.
bugaboo here.
Well,
I
this is
took
my
this
note
one.
card.
This is my note
Yeah,
card.
that's
Okay. Well, no, that one is for you to remember you and
Why
me.
don't I have a note card?
Because you. Do you want a note card?
This
Don't
is the note
I?
card for us.
Here,
I
you
have
can
my
have-
own. I can go get my.
No. That's your note card now because you wrote on it vertically.
Relationship.
There it was.
Relationship.
So that'll
history.
be for you and me.
Relationship. Am I right?
Relationship.
No,
Yeah,
we're history.
her story.
Her story.
Okay.
Work, friendship, romance. I think romance is just going to happen, so I think it's a waste for relationships.
That's fair.
I think if
Showman.
if you know anything about showbiz, romances start just as quickly as they stop. Hey, if we're getting real with this, let's do work for the two of us. Let's get as real as it gets.
Oh.
Okay.
We're literally just going to be playing Ian and
Can
Brandon.
you
in
write
this.
work on there? What number? Twosies?
How do you feel
that's
about
also
me,
good.
Ian?
Huh?
What relationship do you want to have with me? I feel like it's really going well for my third guest spot.
So far, it's great.
I think so. You guys cut away, right?
6 is.
So
We don't cut anything. There's no cutting. Huh? There's 6.
Sadly, no.
There's 1 is family. Friendship? You want to do friendship?
Sure.
Okay.
Because that will still turn into a fuck ship.
Whoa.
I don't know. Sometimes I try too hard. So now we get to choose within the...
Yeah.
Or I could choose it for you guys if I wanted to. With work, I get to choose. We're both wearing black, wearing headsets. So no, we're not actors, but thanks for asking.
And 3's gone, so no 3s.
No 3s.
Whoa, so you can't be artists. Actor and
No, we
inferior actor, which is really funny. Director and functionary, which is a playwright, cast, crew designer. Co-producers, volunteers. I'd like for you both to be stagehands.
Just says stagehand?
No. So we're both
oh.
wearing black and wearing headsets. So no, we're not actors, but thanks for asking.
So we could be... Well, I need to write it because you have to look at the book now.
Okay.
So that's number 1.
And history and friendship. And I don't have 3s.
3s went real quick.
Friendship for the good of the production. Drinking buddies till the bitter end. User and used. We're friends? News to me, but if she says so.
Oh!
I love that. History. We went to school together. Bad stage blood.
Ooh.
Former child actors. Tempting. We've never met, but our reputations precede us. You'll remember me when I'm famous, bitches. I guess both people are like that.
Yeah.
Well, and it's challenging that I've made you both not actors. Is that right?
Could be
Oh
both.
no, that's better. For me, I bet. Yeah.
Great.
Is
Could be both.
That literally, you just gave us. We're never gonna have to improvise any part of the show. The entire show hinges on you now.
That's-
if you're
what
the
do you
actor.
think I did
Maybe
that
all of us
for?
are stagehands. I don't know.
Yeah, we could all be backstage.
That would be
Excellent.
That would be fantastic. We're just off stage. This show sucks. This show that you're not listening to, or
Yeah,
right
you
now,
have no idea.
it's terrible.
Actors just keep coming on like burned and like
Well, we
it's
just,
Okay.
like getting worse.
we just wrote the fiasco right there.
Okay, user and used is really good. But both of the 5s are great. Under friendship, I really like user and used, and under history, I really like we've never met, but our reputations precede us.
Good.
But if I'm a stagehand,
could
I don't
be
know
like
if that would I have a reputation as a stagehand. I guess
you could be a stage manager.
Sure.
You could be
sure,
know.
like a lighting
You
designer.
could
or something.
also be a disenfranchised actor that has
Right.
now gone that direction.
Yeah.
I get a kick out of that. I'm gonna do that. We've never met, but our reputations precede us.
That's you and
that's-
and
Verdi
Me and
dog.
Verdi dirty.
Dirty.
Verdi dog. Dirty Verdi.
I mean, it's not the first time that nickname has been used for me or a family member.
Y'all got family members?
Yeah.
Y'all got family?
Yo, y'all
we
come
like
from somewhere?
We like. Oh,
Y'all
shit,
come from
sorry.
somewhere? All right, we got no 5s and no 3s. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Under friendship, we got for the good of the production. Drinking buddies
Oh.
till the bitter end. User and used, which we
That's
can't
5.
do.
Yeah.
And we're friends. News to me, but if she says so. Oh, that's pretty funny. That's a Seeks though.
I kind of am. I like drinking buddies.
Oh.
It's not bad. But
Okay.
I also do like the number 6 or the used and used.
It's also like romance.
Can't
It's
do
like,
user
isn't
and
everyone
used.
in a theater technically drinking buddies?
Yeah.
Aren't you going to go out and get a beer at some point in the production?
You're right. It's just can show up.
For the good of the production could be has
drama.
potential. Like things just keep going terribly for us, but we're just like for the good of the production.
Let's stay friends.
We have to do it. Let's do that. That's a 1.
All right.
That really does preclude what kind of people we are.
Yeah.
What do I do now? Needs.
Yeah.
So one is out.
There are three of us, so generally we would do one need, one location, and one object. Locations, though, might be kind of weird because it's like the theater. We know the locations.
All right.
Yes, I think we should pick locations that are as far away from
Or
theater as
we could
possible.
do just
I'm
two
gonna
needs.
pull the trigger on cast party, which is a 6 in location,
Ah.
because that's
Okay.
the best 6.
Oh, cast party,
For
sure.
whom?
Is that for us in
Okay.
general?
There's always, I mean, all of us can be there, but you're specifically labeling who has to be there.
One relationship.
Then I
the
think it's
cast
for
party
Jones
is
and I.
Okay.
meaningful. Okay. Y'all got the cast part.
Got the cast party.
Okay.
Cast party seems like a group comedy that hasn't happened yet. Like Tina Fey and Cast Party.
Cast party.
There has to be a movie called Cast
Bill
Party.
Hader and Tina Fey. Cast Party. Needs.
Rachel Dratch is Cast Party.
Amy Schumer shows up.
No one wants her there.
To get laid, to get revenge, and to get famous. I mean, to get famous is just right there,
so
right?
right
And we have 3 4s and it's a 4 to get famous. So that'll be. So wait. Yeah, for the good of the production, and you also have a need to get famous.
Okay, so
the two of you.
Yeah.
To get famous.
Are you filling out our card?
We both do
Yeah.
so that we be Nembo it.
So you don't have to like.
Be Mendoly?
Yeah. Okay, I guess I can pick an object. We got 1, 2, 4.
I took your pen.
We got props. We got
Doesn't work.
weapons. Can't do technical. We've got dubious. We've got valuable, or we can't do valuable or sentimental. Let's just take a gander at dubious, shall we? The community marijuana stash, a sex DVD starring someone in the
Oh,
cast,
goodness.
a severed finger, public safety condemned notice, pregnancy test, secret shine to Julie Taymor.
Secret shine? Why is secret
Shrine,
Oh,
shrine.
I got a shine for her.
Yeah. Secret shrine to Julie Taymor. That's very funny.
They gave her an award at my college, and the musical theater director said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Judy Traymore."
Is it like Adele Dazeem?
Yeah. Judy Traymore. I just recently rewatched her Titus
Yeah.
Yeah,
movie,
it's
which
great.
I like.
Yeah.
It's very 90s for being a weird anachronistic Shakespeare, but
I
it's
can't
cool
help
as
it, I'm
hell.
sure.
Yeah.
I liked
She
it.
did Across the Universe, is that correct?
Yeah,
Which
that
is
sounds about right.
very bad.
Which I heard
Which is
bad.
extremely terrible.
She did Lion King. That's her main deal.
Which on Broadway, which is very good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Julie. Otherwise, there's props and weapons. A revolver loaded with blanks. This is under weapons. A big box of swords with no lock on it. A totally safe grenade. Gloves with claws stolen from a touring production of Cats. Nunchucks. Anti-aircraft gun left over from the production of Mr. Roberts.
Oh, goodness. I don't know that.
I've heard of
Neither
Mr.
do
Roberts,
I.
but I've
It's
never.
like
I don't know
20
anything about
men
it.
deep.
Under props, antique wheelchair, porcelain Buddha statue that must be smashed on stage nightly.
What is it?
A porcelain Buddha statue. Okay, we're doing props.
Props, pretty good.
Props are for you and me.
Oh,
Which
my
makes sense because we
I
work
already
backstage.
see it. I already see it.
Yeah.
The porcelain Buddha! Where's the porcelain Buddha?
Oh no,
Okay.
wait, it's objects, props.
Objects, yeah. Objects, props. Okay, now,
Hey, props, Ian.
hey, props.
Hey, boo.
So you can fill in the need, the location, or the object, but recall, if you please, that the final one is Wiley'd. Wiley Cyrus.
Just say a regular word every once in a while.
Nye! Wild. Wild is what we were looking for wild.
Can't even make a joke. It's cute.
We know.
It's,
No,
thank you
please,
so much
pick up.
for having me.
Reset.
Good night.
Checkpoint. Go back.
See you at the cast party.
I'll never miss it.
So
So
Kristen Wiig's cast party.
2 and 4s remain.
So we have it, yeah. And that's
So you and I
we
have
need another. We
location.
need one last need, right?
I see.
We have to fill in the need. No, we have to
Oh,
fill
no,
in a
we're
need.
set
We have
because
to fill in
the-
an object, and we have to fill in a location.
You
Excellent.
adjust the number of die for players.
Yeah.
I have
Okay, so there is
Dice.
to get revenge for being passed.
Dicey.
But
Diasphanes. To get famous.
Well, that's what you and I are.
Yeah.
And then I could give one to Jones and me.
Yeah,
Which
the
is
first
cast
two
party.
locations.
Some
have a
specific
2
thing
or a
about the
4,
cast
and
party.
then the third one can be
Oh,
wild.
I understand now.
Yeah.
Okay, to get famous, so I can either choose and prove the doubters wrong, or so your parents will accept you would be an option for us.
What are
and
the other ones? Read them
I'm
all.
lo-
So we
I'm
can,
doing it.
I mean, in that need, because one of them might be like amazing, and we want to use our wild for it. You know?
I say Wileys now. I get it. So to get famous, because this is your moment and you deserve it, and prove the doubters wrong, so you can finally make real art, so your parents will accept you, so that everyone knows your name, fame, to be just like insert famous person here. I truly like the parents one.
Yeah, sure.
But then location with the cast party, the options are the director's loft apartment, high-end nightclub called Knoll.
Noel?
Yes, like grassy knoll.
Nice, okay.
Sure.
At the Chicken Hut. Muddy Field off County Road 16. Grover Cleveland High School. Somebody's too small apartment.
I
Flashbacks.
think the location for the cast party is not like
Hugely.
Yeah, we don't need a wild for that.
whatever.
What's under objects? Props?
There we go. That's the last of the options. Props.
Under props. 2s or 4s.
So that's a 2. It was the porcelain
Buddha?
Buddha.
No
Oh.
brainer.
I
Okay.
think we should just
Sure.
go
Cool.
that route for you
Porcelain
two.
Buddha.
And then
Porcelain.
I'll pick whatever the 4 for the cast party. Whatever that is. A muddy field off County Road 16. Nailed it.
Okay, right. Broken on stage nightly.
What is that? It has to
The
be
second
broken.
half of that. So the need to wait. What was the location for the cast party?
The muddy field off of what?
Road 16, County Road 16. Okay, so the need to get famous, we can do any of them now. Because this is your moment, you deserve it, to prove the doubters wrong, so you can finally make a real art, so your parents will accept you, so that everyone knows your name, fame, to just be like insert famous person here.
So is this for us, correct?
Yeah, we can do any of them now, but
For the good of the show is our motivation.
yeah. For the good of the production?
I'll forget that.
Is your friendship.
Yeah.
That's a motivation for you to stay friends.
Good
Or
job.
just like that's what our
that's
our friendship is
what we're
about.
bonded by.
Right.
So we can be misunderstood by our parents. I think that's okay.
We could.
You can always be misunderstood.
I
by
always
your parents.
am.
You have the freedom. No one's going to stop you from being misunderstood by your parents.
Probably the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Or
To finally make real art is pretty funny.
I like that too. Oh, well, I mean that totally checks, right?
Yeah. Like I guess it's just like, are we sad and living in our parents' shadow, or are we like pretentious nobodies trying to make real art? What's more fun?
That's
to
real
you?
art's more fun.
You like real art? Okay,
Yeah, isn't that
we can
great?
do that one.
To get famous and make real art.
So you can finally make real art.
You make me wanna fart.
More squeaks.
I was trying my ass off, Jones. All right, so now I need the dice back.
Oh.
Sorry about it. So now the dice just become colors. Beautiful colors. And if you get a white die during your scene, it means that your character gets what they want. And if you get a black, it means they don't get what they want. Them's the rules of Fiasconauts.
But
And the challenge is try to throw some black dye out early on.
Early
'cause
on.
It's tempting to not do that.
So that we
but then
don't
you're just
just-
stuck with black dye at the end, and then everything goes wrong, which for
Dice
production is probably the way it should.
that's
the
probably
plural of die is dice.
I
multiple
will say
dies.
though, like magic of theater is usually everything's going wrong, and
Right, yeah.
somehow everything
Yeah.
ties together.
Everything ties together.
Noises off.
Noises off.
Wah-ha!
I love noises off.
It's pretty much one of the best plays ever.
Okay, so I agree. Okay, so does anyone have any ideas about who? Well, let's run down what we've got, what we're working with.
I think we have kind of an open slate here.
Yeah.
Like a clean
Yeah, we
slate. I
really
think we
Let's
can-
read through what we're working with.
So you and I are friends, and we're bound by the need to for the good of the show. So whatever happens, the show is most important.
Yeah.
And our hope is to get famous in order to make real art.
Yeah.
Which I think those two things mix.
I think
mix.
so.
You know,
They
the
work.
better the show is, the better art you're
They
making
track.
and everything. You're probably just
Well,
a
in the
little too
future,
obsessed
we have
with
to
it.
get famous so that we can make real art.
I think
so. This
so.
is not real art, implying that
No.
we look down on this
But
show.
if it makes money, then that increases
If we
your
get
chances
famous,
of making
then we
more
can
art in
make
the
real
future.
That's
art.
actually very informing because this might be a successful production, but it could be really like not part of our integrity or something like that.
I'm hoping for like Waiting for Guffman level of like community,
Sure.
but I don't know.
It's very possible.
We have headsets, so we have some amount of money.
Our relationship, Jess, is we've never met, but our reputations precede us, which doesn't necessarily mean we have to meet in the Fiasco, but when we did meet, yes,
Yeah,
you.
yes,
I've heard of you,
yeah.
but we've never met before.
No, that's fun.
And you can skip it, but the two of us have to attend the cast party, or at least be somewhere as somewhat involved in the cast party, which will take place at the muddy field of County Road 16. And that also means when we
We're
say
in the
quote unquote
country.
cast party, we mean the end, like production's over, and then you have the cast party, right?
Yeah, generally,
I would
but
say-
not always.
I would
It doesn't
say
have to be?
so.
Okay.
My insinuation would be that it's post.
Every cast party I've ever been to is
Yeah.
like
it's
that
called
night.
Otherwise, it's just drinking and sad.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just
Unless
It's just
you
called
get-
the bar.
Unless we do really well and we get extended, but the cast party
Right.
was already planned. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And
And you and I have a work relationship, which is we're both wearing black and headsets, so we're not actors, no, but thanks for asking.
So passive aggressive.
Yeah. Which fits the bill, kind of. And then props. Our object is props, a porcelain Buddha that must be smashed on stage every night.
It's so good.
Which means we just have like 40 of them.
I mean, that's a good run though. If you have 40 shows.
Sure, okay, so we have 6 of them.
I didn't mean to say that wasn't.
We have 3. Why are you killing the run?
Because we've been running for 7 weeks now.
look, this is our prop, all right?
That's your.
Back off our prop, all right? Don't be telling me what to do with our prop.
Jones is the prop master. Do not touch the
Well,
prop
that's
table.
the question. I don't think I would have a reputation as a prop master. I'm trying to
Right.
figure out if I wore black and had a headset.
If you're wearing black,
what job
and
could I have
headset-
a reputation? Unless it's like
You can still be
reputation.
Yeah,
stage
unless-
manager that's in charge of making sure that prop gets out and you have to
You
take
could
it
be
out.
a total battle axe stage
Yeah.
manager.
Or you can be the director because you're wearing
could
all
be.
black and calling the show. And the porcelain thing, like let me give you ideas, but it's certainly
But also, like-
appropriate that
also,
that's
like-
the case.
Our reputation precedes us doesn't have to mean outside of this town.
right. And the other thing is
Like
both
you
That's
could be the
too.
dentist, and everyone knows you as the dentist.
Right, true. But
That's
what
fair.
I'm thinking of also is that you have your friendship for the betterment of the show, and I don't. And so like I think I like the two of you being committed. I mean, we're all committed to the show, but like I don't know, I kind of want to be a psychopath a little bit. I
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
want to
for
be
sure.
some like obsessive, pushy. I want to be the stage manager. I think that would be fun.
Sure. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
But
Okay, if you're the stage manager, then I want to be like we don't have any other crew.
Oh.
And I'm like running around backstage and I have to do everything.
aside from, I mean, like we probably have somebody on the sound.
we have like
mixer
the
and stuff.
the front of house
And
people.
there's
we
guys
have.
on lights, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but
But,
past the front row backwards,
It's the two of us.
Yeah.
Like
So
you're doing costumes.
I'm doing costumes, props. I'm working the flies.
And like
I'm like doing
and like
all the stuff.
Even when I'm not doing anything, like you'll ask me for help, and I'm like, I'm working right now.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm
I
trying
have
to
to
get
pay attention.
involved
I
in
have
the
to be
scene. Shh,
present.
I'm listening.
yeah, I have to.
That's
call,
a director's job.
I have to call the cues.
Oh my God. It's so excellent.
Stage manager calls cues, right?
Yes.
Yeah. They can.
So stage manager's probably not backstage. I'm probably up in the.
You're backstage.
but I'm like backstage, like I'm behind the audience backstage.
No.
You call cues from?
Yeah.
I guess you could.
Just need to sit normally instead of just keep.
Because you're back there like on a really
The
busy.
whole half of the table, man. And
It's so much fun. That's why I'm like interviewing you guys.
Yeah,
So, tell me about your most recent show. You got a funny
it's a great
anecdote?
opportunity.
It's called Fiasconauts. And,
the first,
we did
first
a thing
podcast I've
of,
ever done. All right.
on a play.
Speak up.
Well, who the heck are you?
Okay, so I really I came in today wanting to be male, but now I just don't know because now you've said Waiting for Guffman, and I'm getting Moira Kelly, what's her face vibes. Moira Rose is what I'm trying to say.
Who?
I know.
Catherine O'Hara?
Yes.
I'm getting Parker Posey vibes.
For
But
me or
no,
for you?
me.
Oh, yeah.
I just love Parker Posey in that movie. Although, like, doing a Corky would be fun.
Yeah, I see you as a lanyard holding.
Oh yeah.
Like
sweaty, terrified,
but like
mousy.
spiky purple hair chick.
Yeah.
I get in that vibe for you.
Yeah, for sure.
But so that means I would have to be your friend for the good of the show with that person.
Yeah. Probably like my only friend.
I know. Okay, that's a hit. We've been friends forever, like in this town, probably, and
small ass town.
Yeah, small ass town, and I like have this overinflated ego. Like I was probably the prettiest girl in the town, or so I was told by everybody. And so this is my opportunity to like my Guffman opportunity to do well in this show. It's like probably my performance piece.
Sure. So you're the actor.
Probably. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. I'm just trying to think of like I would befriend you. Like I'm like the kind one.
Sure. Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah.
I understand the plight of tech people.
And I've like worked in town before. I've like worked in this theater, but I've never worked with this production company before. And so I've like you're always cast in their shows.
Yeah.
But I've never worked with you.
Yeah.
And so.
But you heard about her.
Of course.
At the
Yeah.
grocery store.
And you've seen other productions that I've done elsewhere. You know.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of or I like the idea of like I know you from something else you've done in town.
Yeah.
That's not.
You saw my production of Nonsense at like at that like
I could have
furniture store off of
you
4th Street.
Yeah, we liked your work, so we could have hired you.
We're kind of I need you because you're well known, and you need me because I'm putting on the production, but we don't particularly
know each other. It doesn't necessarily preclude that we don't like each other.
I don't like you,
which means that you love me.
By the end of it, I likely will.
All right.
This is terrible.
I don't know how to spell that name, but whatever. I'm Becca Royce Carruthers.
Cheesy, crazy.
You can't just write a name down, can you?
I do a lot of hyphenates, I guess.
You really do.
It tells you something about the family background.
I am Jean de Bleu.
I can't just write down a name. Jean de Bleu.
I have opinions about that person.
I love Jean de Bleu.
I am not French, but I do have a French accent.
I'm
Jean de Bleu.
Did you change your last name to de Bleu?
I never tell.
Candy McIntyre.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Candy.
It's a great. I mean, Candace is the
Candace,
real,
right?
yeah.
But Candace.
Yeah.
But Candy is sweeter.
Oh.
God help us all.
Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. All right, well, fuck. That's Fiasconauts. See you next month.
Patreon.
Patreon. No, we'll start this train wreck in Act 1 here, coming right after this little title card. All right, here we go. Act 1. Candy.
So Candy, it's the day before opening.
Oh.
And it's not going well.
You don't say.
I know.
I'm shocked.
I just like we've decided to buckle down and basically sleep in the theater until all the cues.
All night tech.
Yeah, Hell Week wasn't enough. Everyone has their sleeping bags already, and there's probably a lot of cold pizza around. But the seats are sold. The show is shit, and it is a one-woman show.
Way to just own it in your first act. I'm so proud of you.
It is a one-woman show, and
I love that there's still like 500 props for you. It's like Gallagher.
Like 40 set changes. It's just like, what is this show?
we're drilling right now the the birth scene where I reenact. I play each character in my mother's delivery.
So it's like a memoir.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, probably. I think I could be 40. I'm like middle aged and.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I guess that makes me like 40.
I think that's right.
Sure.
It doesn't necessarily preclude that either, but
Oh, it's
We've
even
been
funnier
lifelong
if I'm
friends.
younger than you.
Oh yeah.
If I'm like this pompous, like late 20s.
oh my god.
love it.
I could say I'm 40, but I'm probably a little bit older.
Oh, okay.
But
I
I
just
look
got like a string of ideas.
I look great. Well, yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to really get us started.
Yeah.
Because now I have to do a monologue. All right, bring the lights up here. No, they need to look like it's raining outside. Jesus.
I'm in like the 6th row, like one of those long like cigarette holders.
My mother, she didn't make a word come out of her mouth until after I was born. Some people thought she was stoic, cold, unfeeling. God damn it, where's the light change?
Honey, you just got it. Honey, I'm sorry. Can we stop everything? Please, can we just get through it once? You've just done it so many times, and we just need. I just need to hear it. I just need to hear it all together,
John,
and then we
how
can
am
get.
I supposed to do this right? If no one could give me the goddamn fucking cue I need in order to do it right, do you know what I mean?
I hit the thunder thing.
Oh, goddamn it!
What? Did we stop?
Becca,
Did we stop?
Becca, we're gonna
are you
take
going?
it back.
Are you going to answer Candy or not? She's talking to you.
What?
We're going back to 1, Becca.
All right. Well, Paul's on the light. Paul!
Becca, don't worry about Paul. Okay, I've talked with Paul. All right.
I did.
Paul and I feel like Paul and I are in sync right now. But if you're running around, the energy you're bringing to this.
I was waiting for the birthing cry line to hit the thunder, and then I have to get over there. I have 12 seconds to get over there to pull in the flies.
I don't want you to wait. I want you to do.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Phyllis, I'm sorry. Please continue. Thank you, Jean. Okay,
I'm sorry,
can we...
Jean.
Yes.
Who the fuck is Phyllis?
Is the director of this play. I did not know.
Candy, it's the director.
I'm the stage manager.
Why aren't
really,
you
we are-
directly addressing me? This show might as well.
You said-
she is literally a director only in name.
You say you have technical problems. I am dealing with our primary technical problem, which is Becca.
Becca, come here.
And
Yeah.
I'm trying to make this show better. I'm sorry. I'm not tasking you with these things. You it's responsible for being an actor on stage, and I help you with, making Becca better at Becca job.
I'm doing my best. I try doing the thunder, and then I got the curtains have to come in at the. I'll do a better job, John.
You need to, Becca. You need to wait and not do. Okay. Okay. Again.
Phyllis, I'd like to speak with you privately.
Oh. Sure. Okay. 5. Everybody, take 5.
Oh God. Becca lights up a cigarette.
On stage.
What's going on, Candy?
I cannot work with Jean.
Okay.
I am completely drained of my creativity.
Sure. Okay.
And
Okay, hun. Okay.
To say that I can't do this all the way through, to insinuate that I don't know my own life story.
Right. No, of course.
You're all here because of me.
Fine.
Disagree with me, Phyllis.
I'm not here to disagree with you. I want to explore this right now, Candy. I want to find all of the options that we have. John's,
The only option is getting rid of Jean.
Jean is a bit. That is, yes.
I know
just
he's
think
a
at this
terrific-
point. Hey. We're here. We're all here working hard to make this story the best it can be. And I think getting rid of Sean at this juncture, maybe last week would have been the time to get rid of Jean. But I think just right now, I think we are where we are. I think we have to make do. We just got to break this Buddha and just get along with it. You know what I mean? So I think, you know what the thing is? Deep down, Candy, I think you can do it. I see you up on there, and I see capableness. I see just crisp waterfalls of potential just cascading off of every hill. I just see art, quite frankly, just art, just pure art. And I don't want people like Jean or Becca getting in the way. I don't want you to be limited by these things. You know what I mean? Think of these. You're a tank, okay?
Sorry.
Yes, you're a tank, and you are going across the battlefield right now. And this is just barbed wire in the dirt, and you're gonna roll. You're gonna roll right. You're a slim tank. You're those little the slim versatile, the ones that can turn on a dime. Those little tiny tanks.
Unfeasible to me.
You're a Corvette.
There we are.
And you are on the Autobahn. And Becca's just a speed bump that you're going to fly right over because you're going 120 miles an hour.
No, Becca is...
Over the radio, you hear... sorry, this is Becca. Phyllis, your radio's on. John, everybody can hear...
Yes?
Never mind.
Is that it? Thank you, Becca. How are we doing, Candy? Are we good?
We're fine.
Mm-hmm. Do you need more time?
I'm going to have a sip of Diet Coke.
Okay.
And return to the stage.
All right.
And if the queue is not on time,
Becca runs over with Diet Coke.
She saw her mouth the words Diet
Coke.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be your career.
All right. You heard her, Becca. Huh? And Sean. I'm sorry, what? I was looking at my phone. What did I miss? We're doing it again. We're taking it from the top.
Becca hits the soundtrack.
It's a drizzly day in June. My mother is alone. My father, unimportant. And the doctor rounds the corner and says, "Today's a wonderful day to birth a child." Next scene!
Yeah.
Did I get what I want?
That was good. Yeah,
I got what I wanted.
So then in Act 1, you give those to somebody else.
Yes.
Immediately.
Wait, I give this to someone now?
Yes.
Yeah. In Act 1, you get a die to tell you how your scene turns out, and then you give it to someone else.
You're playing favorites, basically.
Yeah.
It's messy, but...
I know, but I forget now. I've done this twice, and I keep on forgetting. Wait, so I do
And then
this?
in Act 2, you just
I've
keep
done this
them.
3 times, maybe.
You bet that's what you do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right. You did okay.
I don't... Why did I have it to begin with?
Just to know how the scene would end. Normally, we would have given you it during
Right.
the scene,
Yeah, I
but
thought so.
we fucked that up.
But I think that works for her character.
Because I was so engaging.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is... So it's before... How close to opening was that?
That was one day.
The night before.
The night before opening.
Yeah,
okay.
we were spending the night.
Okay, so this is that night. Rehearsal's over. Everybody's finally gone home.
Yeah.
Obviously, Crew's got to stay later.
Yeah.
So that means Becca's in the theater right now, and Jean went to the local bar, and Jean's having a drink.
Yeah.
And Jean is talking to the bartender who's not listening, and maybe some other people from the crew are there, some of the lighting designers in the corner. No one is with Jean. No one is talking to Jean. He's smoking a cigarette by himself.
We want another drink.
The thing is, of course I want another drink.
All right.
They don't understand, these actors. They think they want something and it just happens. They think they have an idea and these things naturally need to be provided for them. So I'm stuck. On one end, I have these people with completely unrealistic expectations, and then on the other end, I have this amateurish, extremely green, despite her advanced age, this woman who just cannot do anything right. And I don't know what to do. I feel like when one screws up, it's my fault. And then when the actor wants something I cannot deliver for no reason, no fault of my own, it is also my fault. And then just everyone is yelling at me, and this is my life. This is my day. This is the production. This is the next 3 weeks of my life, and it's just going to be here. Give me my
right.
drink.
Hey, buddy. I've been meaning to ask. Since you've been coming here to this bar, I've never seen you before. Where are you from?
I am from France.
I just didn't want to make an assumption.
What do you mean? Can you
your
not tell by
accent is quite inconsistent.
by my accent and my hat?
Yes, while you are donning a beret.
My black and white striped shirt and my red handkerchief tied so neatly around my neck you cannot tell.
Just gonna say that is also the costume of a mime.
A very good mime.
Which would not mean you are one.
Well, you have not seen me, mime, yet, have you, sir? So you cannot speak.
A mime doesn't talk, though.
He does when rehearsal is over. He does when it is time to drink and to smoke. That is when he talks.
Mimes don't drink.
Marcel never drank.
Marcel never drank any drip.
You do not know this. You do not know Marcel Marceau did when the show is over.
Friends with Marcel.
That person is drunk.
This is true. This is not the first time you have made this claim, and I did not believe you other time.
Listen here.
I don't know why when I talk to people, they must talk about France and tell me about French people. What about other people? You think you're telling me about France and things I know about France? I know France. Let me tell you.
France. You say that weird.
You think he'd say it right, even though he's from there.
He's from France, and he doesn't say France right.
You know, there's another bar 2 blocks from here that is perfectly good.
Oh,
Maybe I'd be better off spending my money there, you think?
Well, I do think so, because, you know, we are fans of Candy McIntyre here, and you have just been shit-talking her. She is an institution of this town.
Institution of this town.
Well,
Candy.
Wait till you see the production this weekend, because if there's anything you
I have front row tickets.
If you ever wanted to know anything more about Candy, you're in luck, let me tell you. It's everything.
Candy set
You'll
up.
see every inch of this woman in every possible way, emotional, physical, everything.
Gets
She just
naked?
puts it all on.
She gets naked? She
Yes.
set up me and my wife on a trip to Paris, actually. She's a travel agent.
How do you say France?
France.
That's right. That's the right way to say it.
That's how I said it every time.
How do you say France?
You know how to say France. Why do you make me repeat myself? I cannot. I look around this room. Hey, Jack, back there. The lighting guy's like, I don't know. I'm not involved in this. You knew what I'm talking about. You said, you called Kenny a bitch the other day, didn't you? Yes, you did. I overheard you. You were talking about how erratic her movements are and how hard it is to keep the spotlight on her as she walking around the stage. I heard you say this.
It's been, you know, they call it Hell Week for a reason, John. You know, I was.
My name is not John, it is Jean.
John, I'm sorry. It was the heat of the moment, you know, and I regret what I said in that, you know, I was trying to keep the spot on her and she just didn't hit her mark one time, you know, and it was slip of the tongue, Jean.
I put out my cigarette, and then I get another cigarette, and I light that, and I take a drag that lasts like half of the cigarette.
Good Lord.
I blow it out, and then I extinguish that cigarette, and I say, all of you in this bar would know a good production if it took you out back and beat the shit out of you. And then I walk out of the bar.
I was just about to tell him to go to the other bar.
The other bar, that's where there's like 8 French guys at that other bar.
I don't know why he chose this one of all.
They're going to love him over there. I don't know.
How is your wife?
What?
How is your wife?
She died.
It's my scene, I'm ending it. She died. Guy at bartender's wife died. Bar dead wife.
All right. So fork that
And I got,
to somebody.
yes. Oh, and that,
And then.
oh yeah. the
Oh,
bartender.
thanks.
You win.
Okay, so Becca is still at the theater. It's 2:30 in the morning, day before the show.
Technically the morning of the show.
Morning of the show.
It's the morning of the
yeah.
show, y'all.
It's the morning of the show, y'all. It's the day of the show. And
Becca, we love you and we want you to live.
we want you to live. Becca, alone in the theater, but keeps hearing strange noises. And there's rumors. Of course, there's every rumor that every theater is haunted.
I didn't even think about this.
Yeah. But I mean, there have been rumors, of course, that every theater is haunted. This is the theater in the downtown main street of the town. It's been there since 1935. It's old brick building, you know, kind of drafty.
It's called Main Street Theater.
It's called the Main Street Theater, and like someone said they heard the piano playing itself. Someone heard that things would fall over sometimes. Becca has worked every play that's been put up here in the 25 years that she's lived in this town. Backstage, happy to do it, kind of volunteer basis, just wants to help out, you know, and has had a few strange experiences. But nothing concrete, you know.
She's like too stressed out to recognize
Yeah, she's
them,
too
you know?
stressed out to
she doesn't have
recognize.
time for ghosts.
Held full conversations with ghosts.
Yeah, you should do the lighting fly. Great.
Oh yeah, sure. But this night she's sleeping in the theater and had fallen asleep while organizing the porcelain Buddhas, and opening some new ones because we've started practicing with the actual Buddhas instead of the stuffed teddy bear that we had been using, instead of the Buddhas. And she fell asleep on the Buddha desk, and then a Buddha falls off the table and shatters, and Becca looks around, and sees nothing, and then sees the Buddha shattered on the ground, and it's like, whoops, I must, okay, and so she sweeps up the shattered Buddha, and goes to throw it away in the garbage can, and Candy McIntyre has gone home, but her dressing room is there, and she goes in and notices, and just kind of like looks around and notices like a pack of cigarettes, and like some costume elements and things like that. And Becca takes one of the costume elements and holds it up to herself and looks in the mirror and sort of has like a little, moment thinking about like what her life could have been if she were fabulous and beautiful and wonderful like Candy, and then
Phyllis pops her head in the dressing room. She's like, "Did I hear a Buddha break?"
Oh, yes. I think I must have dozed off. And
what am I walking into right now? What is this?
Oh, I was just organizing the costumes to make sure that they were in the right order. I think Candy sometimes she puts scene 5 before scene 3, and I didn't want her to get confused again.
That didn't look like what was going. Oh yeah. What? Did you just feel that?
It's very cold in here tonight.
That was a very particular kind of cold, though. That was almost like literally this doorway was cold for a second.
It's a drafty building. I think that lots of times the breeze comes through, there's a crack in the wall over here. I've seen it before.
Becca, you seem frazzled and not in your normal charming way.
Oh.
What's going on?
Well, Steve and I got a divorce a few months ago. I didn't really tell anyone about it.
I asked what's going on with the show, Becca.
Well, I think everything's fine. I think everything's on my end. Everything's great.
We're short a Buddha.
Oh, with that, we had 3 extra Buddhas.
Well, now we have 2 extra Buddhas.
We have 2 extra
Buddhas. So if you're
Buddhas.
planning to break 1 a day for the rest of this production, we'll be short of Buddhas in 4 days, Becca.
I think I must have drifted off. I had a little myoclonic jerk, and it hit a Buddha, and it broke. I'm sorry.
Should we set up some kind of like emergency tape around the prop table? Like, do we need to protect these?
I actually
we're on a fault line or something.
I think if the table weren't in the middle of the space, if it were against a wall, that would, it's 1/4 less things to fall off of.
That is true. But as you know, Candy specifically stated the way she likes to have prop tables. It's in her contract.
She needed it.
And
I understand that. It's within reach.
You wouldn't have your job. I wouldn't have my job. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Candy. Yeah. And the sacrifices that she's making to get her personal story out there.
Look, you don't have
Becca, I know it might seem easy for Candy to walk on stage and talk about herself all the time, but trust me, it's not.
Oh, no. I know how difficult this has been. Candy and I have been friends for... most of our lives, Did you know that?
Again, we're talking about the show here, okay?
I
this
just
is all
know
outside stuff. It's the day of the
inside,
show.
Yeah,
we need inside things now.
Mm-hmm.
We need to keep what's going on in between these doors. And
You're right.
I'm going home, so I just want to check in with you and make sure
everything's great.
I hear smashing, and I see you wearing dresses, and I naturally get concerned.
I was just holding it up to put it in the right order. I'm sorry about the Buddha. I'm gonna just kind of curl up in the 3rd row, I guess, because it has the broken arm rest, and you can put it up. I'll see you tomorrow for the show.
Just don't drool on the seats again, okay, Becca? Thank you.
All right.
I don't even know what you wanted.
I'll just give myself a blast.
I just stole your scene, kind of. I'm sorry.
No, I was just... that was perfect. Just, a little window into Becca's
soul.
Thank you. Oh, I love the ghosts.
So you didn't get what you want.
Which is good.
Becca hasn't gotten what she's wanted
die.
in probably years.
Yeah, that's sad. And now it's
your turn.
Act
We all
one
have one more,
again?
One more scene left in Act 1 each.
Excellent. It's morning now, like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. morning. And Candy's wide awake, but heading towards the local juicery to get her juice before she hits the stage, because she's going to rehearse all day.
Yeah.
I'd like carrot, ginger, turmeric, garlic, apple, sage, cilantro, and a little bit of orange juice. It's highly sugar-y.
The high school kid behind the thing is like frantically filling in the check boxes. Okay.
Would you read that back to me?
Okay. You wanted turmeric, sage, parsley,
Cilantro, you idiot.
cilantro.
I can't wait until I get
Orange juice.
famous and get blown out of this town. Do you know that I
Apples.
have a famous producer coming to this show tonight? He is going to sit front row.
Where's he from?
Listen, Kendrick, he is from New York. I think from the
New York-
city. He might be, but at least from New York.
New York City.
And if he likes this show, I will definitely see an off-Broadway run of this one-woman Candy McIntyre show. And if you fuck up my juice, I swear to God, it'll be your balls.
Well, I mean, we've got
Kendrick, read it back to me.
we've got the forms on the other side. You can fill out the check them.
I literally must warm up my voice. This is my routine.
You're right, Candy. I'm sorry. Okay, so the turmeric, we got the cilantro, the orange juice, the apple.
But a very little
just
bit
a little
of orange juice.
I wrote half. And then was there cinnamon?
No, God damn it. Fuck it. I'll make it myself. And she goes.
She comes back. She's done this
Every
for
morning.
years. Yeah.
Go back and
Just, okay.
wash my hands, prep, and
She like knows where everything is. Kendrick's just looking at his phone.
and then I go to like put like the cloves of garlic in, and as I do, I think the machine turns off too soon.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means bad or not, but oh my God! What sort of establishment is this, Kendrick?
Oh, that's the bad one. Don't use that one.
I've used this one every single day.
I think they got moved. It's it's really finicky if you move the what's the top part called on a blender?
You should know this.
The jug, whatever. The pitcher, if you move it, it turns on. Did you cut?
Very
Get cut?
close to it.
Hey, look. I'm sorry.
You should be on the house tonight.
Oh, well, I mean, I have to call Mr. Hendricks.
I almost cut off my finger.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not supposed to let you back here. Wait, I got it. So he takes his wallet out.
No.
And takes $7 out.
Oh,
and
please.
puts it in the thing. And he's like, here, it's on me. It's okay. I'm sorry about the what is it called? The thing at the top part of the blender.
Pitcher, I think.
Pitcher?
Listen, Kendrick. I don't have many friends. I only have this show. It's the most important thing I have going in my life, and if it doesn't go well, that's the end of me. So you have a long life ahead of you, and $7 is important to you. You know.
Well, I mean, it's...
So you take that money, you go spend it on some girlfriend before you get her knocked up, because that's probably the trajectory of your life.
Ma'am, I'm only 15, and that feels kind of racist.
I literally... What color are you?
Huh?
What's your race?
You tell me, ma'am. I'm a little scared right now, if I'm honest. Look, Mr. Hendricks, he doesn't know that you just come and make your own juice, and I'm gonna get in real trouble if he finds out. So just let me buy it for you this time, and then...
It's all right. You don't need to buy it for me because I won't have it.
You have to have your juice. It's the day of the show.
I literally don't get what I want. So... I'll have to go without it. The show must go on.
Somebody who's not even a part of the conversation in the back of the store is like, it's the day of the show!
It's the day of the show! Candy.
Give her the juice.
I tried to pay for the juice.
Okay, everybody, do you have a couple dollars? Everybody, it's the day of the
I
show.
will
Come
not
on.
accept charity.
Just get some. There's like a donation tin for Kendrick. He just takes a couple bucks out of that. Here you go. Hey, break a leg tonight. Have a great show. We're so excited. I'll be in the third row.
And
Thank
Kendrick,
you
really
so
excited.
much, Jimmy.
Kendrick is trying to present the juice and then spills it all over the cash register.
That's another $7. Anybody? Can you get? I have 20. 20 will do.
Please,
just take this 20.
We only inventory the cups. I can reuse the cups, so we don't need any more money.
Please. This has been a taste of what you're going to see tonight. Just but a taste. Yes,
She got
I
a black.
do.
Oh no.
So that's why she's refusing the juice.
Just but a taste. And I do not accept charity. This has just been a performance. Consider me charitizing you. Good eve. And I leave.
Kendrick turns to Jimmy and he just goes, God, that lady scares the shit out of me.
But she is so talented.
She's great. She's great.
I mean, I really want to give it to Jimmy because that's hilarious, but you killed it also.
Oh, thanks.
So great. Can I give you both?
No.
Okay.
No.
I choose favorites.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're back in rehearsal,
Yeah.
and
It's the day of the show, y'all.
it's the day of the show. Yeah. No, we're doing a quick run.
Yeah.
Beforehand. Oh, so we've done a quick run, and we're now breaking for a lot of technical stuff.
Yeah.
And I just want to be Phyllis now, but I gotta be Jean. And Jean, so
Maybe
Jean.
Phyllis is Jean.
I mean, there's an
We're
argument
not,
to be made.
we don't have that many characters. So Jean comes up, and you're in your dressing room, freaking out about everything. And Jean comes up and.
What?
I have a note from Phyllis.
Leave it at the doorstep.
This needs to be addressed. We both noted, she saw it, but I pointed it out to her, that you have some sort of a scratch on your index finger. Did we notice? I just want to let you know, as per your contract, any costume or makeup changes need to be, told to myself and to Phyllis so we can make adjustments for these things, because this is not... What does this mean for the story now? What does this mean for your character?
Jean,
I don't
come
know.
into my dressing
How can
room.
you get a scratch on the...
Jean, I'm in the nude.
I'm halfway through the door if I have to do.
Come in here. I want you to take a
All
thorough
right,
examination of my body.
Okay, hello. Oh my God!
I like to disrobe completely between every rehearsal. That way I start fresh.
You are certainly fresh right now. And you might think that something like this would shock me, but may I remind you for the 500th time, I am French.
What?
I am French.
Jean,
you think the female form confuses or delights me?
I
Just
didn't
nothing
think
I have not seen
anything.
before, madame.
I didn't think anything of the sort. My question to you, Jean.
We're like competitively smoking.
My question to you, Jean, is what did you hear about me before you accepted this job?
I know your reputation.
Yes.
I know how much this town means to you. And I know it might seem that I am somewhat adversarial, but trust me, I have this production at heart as far as any needs are concerned. I want this show to be the best it can be. And if that means making you happy as much as it might poison my insides, I'm willing to do it.
Becca comes in with
I just don't want, you don't want tomorrow, Becca.
Tonight,
not-
damn it, Jean.
she is nude, not now.
I see Candy naked, and I just go, and I drop all the Band-Aids everywhere. Sorry. Sorry, Candy.
Get out of here, Becca.
Okay.
Here's
a
that-
Band-Aid.
Leave it, Ben.
That review will be
She leaves.
in the paper tomorrow, and you don't want them speaking of scratches or non-broken Buddhas or anything that could get in the way of your performance. So I'm just making sure I have all the information before we raise this curtain on... I just kind of gesture at your naked body.
Jean, I'm not the only one that has a reputation that precedes me.
Oh,
You need this to go as well as I do.
need you say?
Yes.
Oh.
You thought it was buried, but it wasn't. Just like all ghosts in closets.
Oh. Let me just say that you bring enough drama into this building for me to confess my needs and desires. If it's so obvious to you, then we don't even need to talk about it.
We don't,
If
I
you've
just-
got me figured out, then what am I to say? Why are you asking me what I think about what I want if you know these things already?
You're behaving defensively, Sean.
You bet I am.
Do you find me attractive, Sean?
When you have your clothes on and I leave. Of course. Okay.
That is the worst burn I've ever heard.
When you have your clothes on. That's awesome.
So good.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then I go straight to Phyllis, who's like, what? And I'm like, apparently the scratch stays in. And then I walk back.
It's 35 minutes before curtain.
Why am I nervous?
And Becca gets off the phone.
Anxiety for this fake production.
Becca is on the phone. She's frantically running around and only answered the phone because the florist has not yet delivered the flowers for Act 2. And she's panicking and she thought maybe they were using their cell phone, they're outside or something. She answers the phone and it's her ex-husband telling her that the bank is foreclosing on the house that she's living in, and that she has a month to get out. Yeah, old Steve has a month to vacate the house. Steve has moved out, but she was still in the house. But now it's being foreclosed upon.
Becca, I'm not thrilled to give you this information. I just feel
Steve?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were the florist. What's up? What's happening?
I know that we said not to speak to each other, and it was best and most healthy. I just felt that you should hear the information from me. What is all that noise in the background?
Have we heard from that florist yet?
No, Jean.
Are you still looking for that wretched woman?
Candy? Or
Do you know that she's the cause of our divorce?
Steve? I know what happened. I know why we got divorced.
I just can't believe that you've learned nothing in our 6 months. Forget it. I haven't called for that reason. You've learned nothing.
I suppose I could go outside and pull some weeds, but flowers would be nice.
I'm on it, Sean. I'll get flowers. Don't. What is it, Steve? We curtain up in 35 minutes.
Patricia called. The bank is foreclosing on the home. You'll have to move out within 30 days.
30 days?
Yes, I know it's an accelerated rate, but you haven't paid the bill in over 3 months.
You're supposed
There was an email. My fiance
You're getting remarried already?
Is interested in me not taking care of you any longer.
But that...
Phyllis comes by and gives you like an air kiss. Have a good show, Becca. Have a good show. Break a leg.
But that...
Listen, I gotta go. We're watching my Carol's daughter's pageant.
She has... You're going to another... Okay, Steve. Tell.
Listen, listen. I know you don't want to hear this from me, but that Candy, she doesn't treat you the way you deserve to be treated.
Steve, that's neither here nor... Becca is starting to hyperventilate and is backing up and nearly topples over the entire porcelain Buddha table. But she stops herself and she's just like fighting tears and shaking out of nervousness and just utter depression. And she goes, okay, just the show must go on. Flowers, right. She runs to the backstage door to go get flowers, opens it very quickly, smashes the face of the boy from the florist shop, who also happens to be Kendrick from the juice shop. He works there in the afternoons. Breaks his nose. And the flowers are riddled with blood. Becca, Kendrick! Oh my God! Are you all right? Oh, come in. I have Band-Aids. I broke.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Honestly, I can take care of it. I gotta get back to the juice store. I do.
You work at the juice store and the flower store at the same time?
Simultaneously. When orders come in, I just let the employees make the juice mixes while I'm delivering flowers, and then I come back. I have Kleenex. I can just stuff in my nose back in the juice shop. We have a lot of napkins there.
Okay. Well, please go to the hospital and I'll pay for the bill, of course.
Do you need something in the hospital for the show?
No, I mean for your nose, honey.
For my nose? Oh, man. Oh, right, right.
It's certainly broken.
Well, I don't know. It's a little wobbly, but I don't know. It seems,
Kendrick.
It seems fine. It's like
Sweetie.
when I just kind of put it there, and yeah, I think I could just sit there for a while. It'd be fine. I'm no looker anyway. You know what I mean?
It's
just
blood
like
in the juice.
There's just blood.
Yeah, I mean,
Kendrick,
I have masks I can wear. A couple Halloween
Kendrick,
masks at home.
please.
I can just.
At your
not a big deal.
convenience,
Yeah.
just please go to the ER.
Okay.
And I'll pay for it.
Okay.
Tell your mom.
All right.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
And also, of course, we'll comp you tickets to the show.
Really?
For your family, of course.
Oh, the whole family. Wow. The whole family. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I just live with my grandmother, but
Bring
sure.
her.
Okay. I mean,
I'm so sorry.
she can't see or hear, so I don't know if she'd like the.
Honestly,
the
it
show.
might be for the best.
I'm
sorry,
okay.
I have to
All
go.
right.
And she shuts the door.
You should probably put a sign outside here that says "Be careful if you walk up the stairs." The opening.
She opens the door just
something I
very
can-
slowly again. That's a very good idea, Kendrick.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, okay.
I'll
Bye.
I'll do that.
Break a leg? Is that what they say?
That's what.
And then
Yes,
go-
thank
okay,
you,
good,
Kendrick.
Break a leg. All right.
Please go to the ER. She takes the bloody flowers and tries to shake them off. It gets all over herself, some on the porcelain Buddhas, and some of it, without her knowing, falls into the carafe of like stage whiskey that was there. So like his blood is just in the whiskey, And so then she takes the apple juice and finishes that, puts the stopper on the decanter, and it's just like, okay, all right.
John is watching all of this.
Okay. Okay.
Becca, just stop. Just stop what you're doing.
We got the flowers.
Okay,
They're fine.
Okay, put the flowers down. Just put the flowers down. Come here, Becca. Come here. Okay. He looks around, and nobody's there backstage. And he opens up a little. It's where the fire hydrant or where the fire extinguisher should be.
Yeah.
He just opens it up, and there's a little bottle of Jim Beam. And he just pours a little cup. Becca drinks this now. Reaches into his pocket and takes out a wrapped, thin, quote-unquote cigarette. And just lights it really quickly. Smokes this right now.
What is it?
Just do not ask questions. Smoke it. There you go, Becca. There you go.
What?
Yes.
What is that?
There you go. Have a good show, Becca.
my
Walks away.
God.
Scene?
Yeah.
That was probably bad, right?
Yeah. You didn't get what you wanted at all.
And that's the end of Act 1. What will happen when the play starts? Find out right after this. Oh, wait.
Fiasco.
The tilt.
Oh, the
the
tilt.
tilt.
The tilt. Where is
That
it?
one.
This one.
No, it's this one.
No, it's not.
It's not?
The tilt is in here.
That's the
soft
one the book
tilt.
is for.
Should we do the soft tilt
Oh, I see.
or the hard tilt? The soft tilt is like people don't die. Whatever. We'll do the regular.
What says soft tilt about this Fiasconauts to
Nothing
you?
says
A
soft
salient
tilt.
point.
I think we've all a salient point.
Okay, so now everyone roll the dice you has in front of you.
Okay.
And then subtract, if one color's higher, subtract the lower one out of it. What a backwards way to say that.
Van.
One what?
One white.
Oh, okay.
Visa?
Black 4.
Black 4, I got a black 3. So one white and black 4. You got a higher number. You can choose if you want to do the top category or the bottom category. I roll in Z's dice. You've got two threes, 3 5s, and a 6. So 3, 5, 6.
Mayhem.
What? So I get to choose
So you
the
choose
3, 5, or 6?
3, 5, or 6 under it.
Which is dangerous animal, perhaps metaphorical, gets loose. 5 is
that right?
cold-blooded score settling. And 6 is misdirected passion. And I'm going to say cold-blooded score settling. Curtis Wiebe is the creator of Rat Queens. And he did the foreword on this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. So
We're about to break. Why don't you just... What's Rat Queen?
Oh,
Yeah.
Rat Queens is...
Hit your crap!
Fuck yeah! I'm Hannah, who
Is that
is
shirt from...
no, I'm just like showing off my tits because that's how like the Rat
Sell it,
Queens
sell
are.
it,
Like,
sell it.
Yeah, bitch. So they're a bunch of marauding maidens in a D&D setting, or D&D setting, and we're doing the RPG live tabletop version of it on Hyper RPG on Wednesdays live.
Did that just come out? I know.
Yeah,
the comic
just
series.
started. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, cool.
So it's sanctioned by them.
Oh, cool.
Curtis Weeby had his hand in helping us, and we're using the Dungeon World system.
Oh, cool.
But a modified one.
Nice.
Which is
So
awesome.
it's all custom. That you can't like buy a Rat Queen's
No, because I
book?
think it was in the works and never got quite finished.
Okay.
So we're getting the benefits of what they kind of discussed.
That's
so
cool.
And the guy who created Dungeon World kind of is Adam Cobol's working with us on it too, in the background. Anyway, it's 5 fucking dope women, and then another woman.
Who's not dope?
She is dope, but she's the GM. So take with that what you will. We do it on Wednesdays on Hyper RPG.
Hyper RPG. Twitch.
Twitch.tv.
Slash.
Hyper underscore RPG, right?
No.
Just the hyper.
Just Hyper RPG.
Underscore is for their
Hypergurg.
Insta or something like that. Yeah, I'm a fucking elven mage, man. I'm Hannah. I'm fucking badass. What's up? I have a demon father.
Sick.
Yep. Thanks for
Check that out.
Yeah, it's fucking dope.
Rat Queens. Now on Hyper RPG, Act 2 will have the tilt of mayhem, cold-blooded score settling.
Wow.
From Kendrick, obviously.
Kendrick shows up with a lawyer.
He's the sociopath, and he's like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't feel anything, literally. All right, well, check that out right after this. Bye. Weird
Welcome
Al.
back to Fiasconauts.
Hi.
I'm your best guest, Jessica.
It might be true.
I think so.
Don't tell the others. Sorry,
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah.
Sorry, Amanda.
You
True.
trash. Yeah. What do you
we're in
want to
Act
do now?
2 now, yeah?
Act 2, baby.
This
Kick
is
it
where
up.
Shit hits
We got the
fan.
tilt.
We got the tilt.
You don't need the paper.
We
I
got
just
6 scenes
Yeah,
to
but
figure
you
that
threw
one
it
out.
to me.
Oh, no.
So we have promised mayhem and cold-blooded score settling. Yeah.
we never promise anything.
Which will
I-
likely happen, but we kind of
Usually I forget looking to look at the cards.
Okay.
I think we're done with this.
Yeah,
we've
we've-
established.
You're never
Say that
done.
again?
And what are your?
You've
Have we
never
done
done.
with
What do you have? Your history is. Yeah, friendship.
We've
yeah,
met. The cast party hasn't happened yet.
No,
We're
yeah.
friends.
We have to-
Clearly,
we're
maybe
friends.
more than friends.
Something's going on. I love that your husband.
Yeah, blames Candy for the
That's really good. Okay, so I see Candy center stage in one of those like womb bubbles.
Yeah.
That like you have to like interpretive dance out of.
Yeah.
But I've been set there for an hour.
Because it's how the show starts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And it's the director and Jean determined that the air fan that inflates it was too loud, so Becca has to manually keep it inflated.
So what happened though if I've been there for an hour and you went to go get the flowers?
It got deflated
But I had
while
enough
I was on the
air.
phone and yeah.
And Jean just stood by it smoking the whole time, waiting for Becca to come back.
Yeah.
And there's an argument.
Sorry, I was getting the
Pump
flowers.
Becca.
There's an argument to be
pumping.
made that I can't hear anything in
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
right? Is that just so I didn't hear your conversation or anything?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
And I only have to pump it like very, very vigorously every like 6 minutes.
Great.
Maybe.
Then it inflates. And so
Yeah.
what's my cue that the show is starting?
I suppose the lights would black out.
But
Yeah.
how am I to know that if I'm in?
You can still kind of
It's-
see.
you
You
can
can
see
pick out
silken-
colors.
yeah,
you know,
so
So
not
I'm like, I've
silken.
been like this for an hour, sweating bullets.
Yeah.
And it's like filled with blood at
Yeah.
the bottom too.
Stage blood. Yeah.
No, I'm on my period.
Just ankle deep.
mayhem.
Okay.
And-
Blackout.
And I begin to
Yeah.
push through.
Lights.
And
Go to.
Spotlight comes up.
Cue the whale song.
Becca runs over and hits the CD player.
life, camera, action, and I push through the bubble.
Becca runs by behind the scenes with a whale.
Cue the sounds of these samurai warriors.
Life is a fight
Just hitting swords together.
to the death, and I'm going to die. I take a quick glance into the front row to see if the producer is there. The producer is not. The entire house is filled to the brim, but there is no one in that one reserved seat. And I notice it and I lose my cue for a moment because it throws me.
What is happening? What did you do? I'm back up.
Flipping through the cue sheet.
Let me bring you back to the beginning of what it is to be sweet.
Becca pulls the backdrop. The backdrop changes to the suburban set.
Cue street noise.
She just does like car noise.
It's not easy being a little girl in the 1960s when revolution and Beatles sweat was in the air. They wouldn't let me do the paper route because I wasn't a boy.
Becca throws a newspaper across the
And
stage.
you hit me in the head. Oh!
Like half of the audience laughs, but like aren't sure if they're supposed to, so they kind of get quiet after the laugh. The rest are confused.
Becca's on the
But
side
loving
of
it.
the
Everyone's loving it.
Am I bleeding? I asked the front row.
They just kind of
My best friend, Becca. My best friend, Becca, was the first person to love me for who I was.
She's off the script. This is not. It was just. What did you do?
She lived across the street from me. I didn't know whether she was a boy or a girl.
Maybe the paper I have an idea. Becca runs to the other side of the stage, throws another newspaper at you, the other side of your head.
Yes, good. I get it, like another stack and give it to her, like just in case. Here we go. Okay.
The birthday of my life.
We're back on.
Okay. She skipped a page, but they were fine.
Yeah, we're fine. That's fine.
I go through Act 1.
Cue New York backdrop.
Oh, yeah.
And now I actually am bleeding.
Yeah.
Phyllis is in the back of the theater and is weeping. Like, this is the best you've ever done of this shit.
And just before I finish off the act, the producer or someone takes the seat that was empty.
Yes.
And I deliver my final Act 1 line to him. It was dark.
Lights. Oh, you almost ruined that. Almost.
I look. I've never. I was bad in softball. I never got the.
I walk off stage past both of you.
Yeah, I kind of give you like a little stage kiss.
Candy,
or
are you
just
all
to
right?
the side to acknowledge you.
Candy, are you okay?
What the fuck are you talking about, Becca? That was amazing.
It was very good. I'm sorry I hit you with the newspaper.
What?
I missed my throw and I hit you with the newspaper. It's supposed to just go from stage. Everything was great. It was perfect.
Jean, are you attracted to me now that I have clothes on?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I have clothes on.
Candy, you know I'm attracted to you with
Then
clothes
let's have sex while this intermission is happening.
There's no time.
There is time.
I have to remain focused.
Fine, a real man would know how
Becca
to make time.
lowers the curtain, goes out and gets the two newspapers, takes them back off stage. Is that white?
I think that worked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too.
And you
I-
keep
I-
them now.
Okay, great. So I still have. Do I keep the ones from
Yeah.
the earliers? Okay.
Yeah. Although whatever.
Yeah, no, I didn't get to sleep with you,
You
but
didn't
my
get to have
act
sex
ended.
with. Yeah.
It's okay.
Jean.
It's the minor.
The act went well. Yeah.
It's the minor.
Right.
Okay.
So there's a couple minutes before we're done with intermission, and I've run to the side where the lighting guy is in the back by the spot. This is the guy that was in the bar earlier.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
And
Was it Jimmy?
Well, Jimmy
I
was
believe.
just the dude.
I think Jimmy was the lighting guy. We never named the.
I think it was
drunk
Jack that was the lighting guy.
guy.
I'm just gonna say.
Jacques, Jimmy, whatever they call you. Candy just said she wants to have sex with me, and I do not know what to think. Why would she say this? Why would she say this to me now? Now when we're in the show?
Jean,
She's trying to mess with me, I know it. She's trying to sabotage my work.
I thought.
Because I know she just is trying to get out of this town and trying to get to fame she so desires.
but I will not let her ruin my career. I will not!
I mean, aren't you just
But I am attracted to her, yes!
one town over?
What is a town? I tell you. What is a town? I have to get out of this state. I have to get miles away from here. All of you
Gathering
people.
small
You're doing a great
houses
job, by the way. But still, you're
Thank you.
worthless.
Oh,
I just don't know how to think anymore. She's trying to get into my head. And as much as I don't want it to happen, she's in there. I can't get her out. Jimmy, you have always been a friend to me. And I want to thank you. How's your family?
Oh, well, I live alone.
Good to hear.
My cat is good.
You are better this way.
Well, you know, it's a small town. I thought, you know, I was
You live in an apartment. What do you drive?
a Saab.
Ah. Yes.
The lights begin to.
What I did?
Jean,
I did not call this. Who? Becca? He storms back. Becca!
what?
Becca, wait. Did you?
It's been 15.
notify
It's
the
been
people?
15. I think the lighting board just did it after 15. I didn't say anything.
Let me make something perfectly clear.
What?
I am the 15 minutes. The 15 minutes. This is not a time that you do not look at the clock. For the 15 minutes. You look at me. If you wonder to yourself what time it is, I will ask Jean what time it is, and Jean will tell me.
That's great. That's perfect. Well, we have dimmed the house.
I know we have.
Well, I didn't. The lighting guy did it. I think he's new.
You want to make it dark in here so you can hit more people in the head with papers? Is this what you want?
Look, in tech, I said, I don't know if I should be the one to throw this. I'm not good at throwing things. Nobody listened, so here we are. I hit her in the head twice. I'm amazed I hit her the second time when I was actually trying.
That was impressive, I have to admit. And if it wasn't for your ability to solve problems so quickly, you would be out of a job. But as you are the only person who will work for your rate, you are here. And we have a show to do, damn it. Enough of your complaints.
Wait, do other people get paid for...
What? Did I say? I mean, we are here for the art. We are here to make this show better. That's why you are here, right?
I've always wanted to be an artist, so I was doing it for free, but it...
Then Becca, you're in the right place.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Becca.
The house lights have been down for 2 minutes, John.
This is fine. This is fine. It creates the tension. Phil's like, are we starting or what? Phyllis, give me a second. Give me a second, Phyllis. I turn the mic off. Becca, what do you think of Candy?
She's marvelous. She's great. She's talented, beautiful. Yes. She's everything that this town needs.
What you think about, say, Candy and I don't know, Jean de Bleu? As a thing, you know.
As a thing?
As a thing. You know, as a concept, you know. Just an idea. You put two of us in your mind and what happens?
I get a little sad, I guess.
Oh.
And you hear just off stage a scream. And it's some intern or some girl who's trying to say, Candy, it's 15. And she discovers Candy passed out. Or more.
What is it?
Sacre bleu!
Scene?
Yeah, run one over.
Okay. We open Candy's dressing room, and Candy is passed out, of course, on the ground. In like mid costume change, maybe for Act 2. So
like half naked.
Yeah. And so Becca like tries to cover her up, and then Becca's like trying to wake her up. Candy dear, she's...
Phyllis comes in. Oh my God, are we what?
She's passed out.
What happened?
Becca checks her pulse, and she's alive. It's fine. What happened? Why is she...
Okay, all right, okay.
Sacre bleu.
Candy, honey, come on. Candy, she progressively keeps like slapping her harder.
Wait,
and harder.
I think the first aid kit has the... Hang on. Becca runs out and runs across the back of the house, and looks through the first aid kit for like the Epsom salts, you know? But because she'd spilled it everywhere earlier, it's not there. So she's like, and so she's like using her flashlight, and the house lights are still down. The audience is starting to get very confused. And they can hear all of this, so they think that they're not sure if this is part of it or like if it's, and so like they can see through the like silk backdrop, like just a light going back and forth, and like Becca is just looking on the ground for the Epsom salts, and she finds them. They're covered in Kendrick's blood, but she just wipes it on her sleeves and then goes over and breaks it under Candy's nose and waves it around.
Oh God.
Candy, what happened?
Becca?
You were passed out
I was?
in your dressing room.
Oh my goodness. That's right.
You did take 2 newspaper blows to the head.
What?
Newspaper.
Newspaper?
Becca takes her flashlight and looks in your eyes, kind of. Her eyes are dilated. I think she might have a concussion.
I have to go on.
Candy, how you doing? You think?
I have to.
Okay, are you sure? Are you sure?
The producer
If we
is
can't-
here.
What do you producer? Who? What?
She has, I think, a producer from New York had come.
Nobody tells me this, and she's passed out again.
She's passed out again.
Becca,
What?
look at me.
I'm looking at you.
You have to go on for Candy.
No.
Yes, you do.
no,
Yes,
no,
you do.
No.
Becca,
But
look at me.
no.
Becca, look at me. We're here. You and I are here. It's now. We're in the moment. Okay.
All right.
I've seen you mouth the lines from backstage.
I know
I've seen you more than once trying on all of her costumes.
I didn't try. I just held
and
them up.
they do fit remarkably well.
We're the same size.
This is Becca. There is you. There's Candy. There's me. There's this world. And then there's this show. And right now, this show is all that matters.
All right.
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you.
I'll
You aren't going to be in the show. You are in this show.
do it.
Okay?
I'll do it.
Okay? Okay.
Please leave. I need to change.
Okay. Just remember this. Candy is a major bitch. Just. Okay?
Then
Okay? Just keep revisiting.
Candy
Like a mantra.
survives for a
Just for a
minute.
mantra. Say it with me now. I am a bitch.
I'm a bitch.
Okay, good. Work with that.
Then get out of my
Candy.
get out of my
It's a
dressing
pillow.
room.
Shh. Go to sleep. Go to
I'm
sleep,
a
Candy.
bitch.
Go to sleep.
That's all right. Go to sleep,
John, follow
bitch. Shut the door. Okay, Becca. Okay? You know the lines. You can do this.
me. Oh yeah.
All right. So she puts on the act 2. Well, Candy was half in it, so she like has to take the costume off. Candy, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And then she puts an act 1 costume kind of over you, like a blanket, and then gets dressed and looks at herself and is just like, "You're a bitch." Okay. Ooh. Here we go. And she goes out there, and she stops and she stops with John. She goes, "John, how are we gonna explain that I'm a different person now? Should I add a line or?"
Becca, this is the thing about theater. You don't have to explain anything.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Okay. I walk on.
Now, if you excuse me, I have to go inflate that uterus in the back. I'll be right back.
Thank you. Oh yes, you'll have to do all my.
You're telling me. You think you're the one who has to make sacrifices now? I'm sorry, was that on mic? Okay, go.
Okay. She goes out.
Go lights.
The lights hit the curtains. Transformations. College. 2002.
New college sound. Oh crap, I have to do it myself. Oh yeah, what is it? College sound. Okay.
Someone passes me a marijuana cigarette, and I say to myself, well, I've never tried it before,
Oh God,
but we're in college now.
As you take a puff from the marijuana cigarette, the stage one, you catch the fact that your ex-husband Steve is all the way in the back of the auditorium.
But what she doesn't catch is the whoever assumed that seat in the front row, the coveted seat, has just kind of been like, he's really tuned out because the second act took forever, and all of a sudden, okay, it leans in.
But she doesn't really know anything
No,
about
yeah,
that.
she just-
So she just sees Steve, and
That's so great.
for some reason, instead of instilling fear in her, like maybe she would have thought even that it would, it instills in her some kind of like a "look at me now, Steve" kind of confidence.
Yes.
And
Get it.
and she just keeps going with the scene, and she says, "My eyes are open. Things will never be the same." Scene.
I love that Becca is also high too, because you had
actually high.
you got what you wanted.
Yeah.
You did that. Great. So good.
Okay, Candy scene. Passed out on the.
Fuck. Yeah. So, it's in the middle of the play still.
Oh, no.
The second act.
Yeah.
And I come to nude, all for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
But with
Covered. Yeah.
draped with essentially like a 5-year-old's outfit. What the? Dear Lord fucking Christ. What on earth? Act 2! And I push myself to the floor immediately, don't get dressed, and bolt to the wings. And I run into you, and I'm like, what on dear God's earth is she doing on stage?
What does it look like she's doing?
She's usurping me is what she's doing.
And the audience is loving it.
Becca is doing a scene where she's like covered in like rose petals and like swimming forward slowly through time, but like looks in her breaststroke and sees you and like just a little smile.
That's not even part of the script. Where did you get rose petals? There were only supposed to be flowers in Act 2. The fucking glutinous pig.
You know the rose bush behind the juice bar. Went out. We improvised. We've actually, honestly, I got to be honest. I've had more fun in this second act than I've had in this entire production. We're just kind of making it up as we go along now. It's wonderful. I've never felt so free in my life.
You've never felt so free, and I've never felt so cold-blooded. And I grab one of the Buddhas and smash it over your head.
I love you.
Jean falls slightly onto the stage, and Becca, taken up in the heat of the moment, just kind of like uses it, and she's like, to my right, stage managers fell at my feet, but I kicked them aside, and she goes over and like pushes him off stage with her foot. And then she goes back and continues the scene.
Then now that you're back on stage, I continue hitting you with Buddhas. Just like over your head continuously.
Becca starts like miming out, like smashing things.
Yeah, Phyllis comes in backstage and it's like, hi, Candy, honey, hi. Just for a sec. Okay, Sean. That interruption kind of ruined her flow right now. Like Becca's kind of got a nice thing going. Phyllis falls onto stage, like part of it, like just her head and arm.
I was smashing the critics, smashing expectations, and it was all for me.
And then I come on, buck naked with the final Buddha, and hit you over the head with it on stage.
And I collapse, I guess.
The audience is breathless. Because everyone, they are just on the absolute edge of their seat. Jimmy like just drops the spotlight and is like, what on earth is going to happen?
You put that fucking spotlight on me, Jimmy! Jack, whatever the fuck your name is! This is what you wanted to see, right? Blood, sweat, tears, an aging woman, well look! And she like spreads eagles in front of her. You, Mr. Producer, do you like what you see?
Someone in like the fourth row just checks the program real quick. Is reading your bio like.
How much longer? Well, this is what it looks like, lonely, old, alone. I say it twice.
I can't tell.
Becca,
I mean, she did. No one stopped her. So.
Becca slowly gets up and puts her hand on the side of Candy's face and puts her forehead to your forehead and whispers, Candy, let's use this.
What?
Follow my lead.
What?
Becca turns to the audience and says, sometimes I felt as though I were two women. Torn apart within myself.
All right.
That was so good, but I have to do it.
Oh no.
It is 3 weeks later. We are at the muddy field off County Road 16 at the cast party. It's muddy because it rained the night before, but we said we were going to do it at the field.
Yeah, the tent got like blown over.
It was
fun.
It's been bone dry for months, but of course it rains the night before the last show.
Yeah.
Context: Candace and Becca got along beautifully, actually transformed the show.
Yeah.
They almost kind of improvised the show every night. Sometimes, Candace really held the torch. Sometimes Becca just kind of went off. All of this was blamed on Jean. Like literally everything that went wrong. The idea, like even though Phyllis is the director, the idea to not have the two of them be in the show is somehow Jean's fault. So while everyone just if there's no spotlight, but it almost seems like there is onto Becca and Candy as everyone's just coming up glowing. People that weren't even invited or didn't even know the cast party is happening are just walking off of the street because they see them and oh my, I saw it 2 weeks ago and I just want to know, you were like a revelation.
Oh, thank you.
And Jean is just off in the corner by himself smoking. Jimmy.
Yeah, Jean?
I've never told you this before, but...
Jimmy puts his hand on his arm and he just goes, Jean, I know. It's okay.
You know? What do you know?
Oh. Jean, I'm sorry. You tell me what you were going to say.
That I am not French.
Oh, well, everybody knows that.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
You're from Billings. We know who...
Well, yeah, but
you went to high school.
I know I could still be French though.
No, you couldn't. You went to high school with, with like half of the people over there.
I know. I just couldn't get work for a long time, and I don't know. Everybody just had these huge egos around me, and I just lacked a lot of self-confidence, and all of a sudden I just playing into character one day, and it just kind of I don't know. All of a sudden I was better at my job, and I just.
Gene, listen. Gene. Listen to me. Look at me.
Do you think anyone would hire a Gene Berg? You know what I mean? It's just not...
listen to what I'm going to say. If
it
helps you, if it helps you, do it. If it feels good.
You just said everybody knows.
Do it.
That's why I gotta get out of this town because just everybody knows.
Nobody cares. Jean, nobody cares. Yeah. This town... For all of its foibles and prejudices, and there are a few, they're accepting because you're an artist. They don't understand that. This town doesn't get that. They don't get the artiste, And you, Jean, you're a genius. I know that you caught some flack, and the papers, didn't fully understand that. They thought it was planned the whole time. Like, a one-woman show is really two women. Like, they thought it was genius. And like, sure, some of the lighting cues were missed and you got blamed for some of the technical foibles. But, like, Jean, you held that thing together, man. That was all you, buddy.
Thank you, Jimmy.
I think that you did a beautiful job and that you're a beautiful man. And you need to follow your heart. And if that means being a French person from Ohio, then... go for it.
Okay. You know what, Jimmy? I really think the spotlight's a thankless job. And, a lot of people just think, you're just following people around.
Yeah.
Well. I mean, frankly, half those things are really automated now in the business. So I don't know what your job prospects are like in the future. But
I mean, I'm a doctor, too.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
You got that going for you?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's like my point. You know what I mean? You just seem like you got it all figured out, and
not
it's
all of it.
And I'm not talking about income or fame, just the idea of what success means to you and your expectations for your life. I just think are just completely out of whack. But this has helped. No, mine are.
Oh.
You got it figured out.
Sure.
I can't even explain myself.
White.
Oh.
All right. I will take this scene directly where I intended to with my white dye. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate you. I'm happy to call you a friend, if that's okay.
Jean, anytime.
All right. Tux fixes his pants. throws his martini back, throws out the cigarette, lights a new cigarette, and just wanders right over to Candy.
Damn it, I did a fart noise.
A wet one, too.
Candy,
Sean.
I have two things I want to tell you. One, I thought you were very good in this show. I was moved in ways I never knew I could be. And two, I will have sex with you now.
All right.
All right. Maybe later. The tent is
No,
not. The
this
tent is not
is
good
not
in there.
appropriate.
And to be honest, I thought the porta potties I got over there, I thought would be in better condition. It's my cousin owns the company, and
John.
but that's a whole other issue.
I'd like to personally invite you to join Becca and myself for our off Broadway run that we have been given in 3 months.
Oh my! Is this very production?
This very production. And
Congratulations!
I certainly will take all the credit.
But of course, this is what stage managers are for. You blame everything on us, and we are so shallow we just take it and eat it and poop it out.
You're going to need to not say something like that again if
No?
you want me to sleep with you.
All right, no more mention of poop. Also, we should probably go to your apartment because I'm currently sleeping in my car.
I made other choices in my life. And I walked to my car.
Becca at the party sees Candy leaving with Jean, and is saddened. The tryst that Candy and Becca had was a one-time thing, but Steve found out. It ruined the marriage. Everything fell apart. Cut to 4 days later, Becca is moving by herself, everything out of her house into a U-Haul, and no one's helping. And she's just she looks into the back of the U-Haul after having moved like everything that was hers out of the house into like not even one of the bigger U-Hauls, and it's a house, but she looks in there and she just kind of like realizes that this is the sum total of her whole life in this U-Haul, and it's not much. She has a real job, but has been volunteering for the theater, and she's very excited for the run of the off Broadway, which is in like Pennsylvania. Like it's like way off Broadway, and it's like a 1 week engagement, and she's excited for it, and they're gonna rehearse, and she gets in the U-Haul and drives it to her new studio apartment on the other side of town, calls Steve, lets him know that she's vacated the house, and that he can let the bank know that that they can take the house now. He doesn't pick up, so she just leaves a message.
What an asshole.
Yeah, he had texted her just saying, "I saw the show," and then Becca had replied with, "Oh, what did you think?" And he just didn't reply. And so Becca kind of gets to her new apartment, looks inside the studio apartment, and then just kind of like leaves the door open, goes back down to the U-Haul, puts the keys in the ignition.
A newspaper guy comes by and throws a newspaper at the house near you, but misses by a mile, and it hits you in the head.
The newspaper hits the side of her head. She hits her head on the glass window of the U-Haul, and falls into the street. Whereupon a person driving a Mazda runs over her arms.
Jones, you did this.
It's a black tie. She wakes up in the hospital one day later, having passed out and kind of bled for a while because the Mazda just left. and her arms are like both terribly broken. And she realizes that, she probably can't do the show. The end.
And we still don't know what happens after that.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now you roll the dice in front of you.
Wow.
I don't think we went off the rails though.
Ooh.
What do you do?
So you subtract whichever color is lower out of whichever color is higher, and then you get like that number of that color left. So like you'd have a white 6.
Yes, I do have a white 6.
And we'll begin with you. So now we go through and you say, so like a white 6. White 6, weak. Hey, you're busted, beat, and broke down. But at least you've learned a lesson about human greed and frailty, right? It'll serve you well in prison, which is probably where you're headed. Just kind of the spirit of that.
The idea of that, yeah.
Maybe the soft aftermath would be better, but...
No, I got it. So it's 3 months later. Candy has resolved to the fact that Becca's not going to be able to be in the show, but John and her have made it to Pennsylvania. And not only is the theater not a theater, it's like a diner. So it's like a dinner diner thing. So as I deliver monologues, I have to deliver people their like burgers and take their orders at the same time.
Like the chefs are louder than the stage.
Yes.
It's like, burger up! It's like...
Yes, a burger in my life served half bloody, and so it challenges her creatively, and it gets extended longer than a week. But I think she needs to take it because this is her last real true gig in life. But it is like a mental prison. She works there for quite a long time. Jean does not stay. I don't think so.
Okay. So it's your epilogue.
No, I don't. I just think that you benefited from doing well with this show and quickly moved on. That's my thought of how that ends.
Well, I have a white 7. How did I do?
Same. Weak, you're busted, beat, broke down, but at least you've learned a lesson about human greed and frailty, right? It'll serve you well in prison.
Yeah, don't let me dictate what you want.
Sure. Yeah, I made a lot of discoveries with this, like artistically. I don't know what audiences want, like that was a big issue for me, that like I thought this, production was going to be terrible, and the crowd really liked it. I realized obviously that this town wasn't for me, so I had to leave, even though it was my hometown. This didn't work out. I actually discovered oddly that I only enjoy making love to people with clothes on. Like that was a whole thing that I'm trying to figure out. So after we split up, I moved to New York, and I'm going through all sorts of failed relationships. And but my one ray of sunshine is I got this really, really tiny apartment with a roommate that hates me, but there's this French bar mostly full of French people that's around the corner. And all of these French people absolutely hate me to death that are at the bar. And even though like it just is not working for me anymore, like it's not helping me get jobs, it's people are not respecting me, I'm not making friends because of it, I will not let go to Jean de Bleu. And so I go to this bar and speak to the bartender who is contractually obligated by their job to listen to me and serve me drinks. And I think I have a friend, but I don't. And I'm alone in New York. I'm getting work though. Like I'm able to pay rent.
I see.
But it's just
you
the just
to this person,
personal relationships are just nil, just nothing.
Aww.
That might change in the future, but not
Not
today.
right now.
Not today. Black 5 is what I had. Rough. You're getting whipped like a rented mule, for starters. You'll remember this episode for all your diminished days.
Becca, we love you.
The lesson you learned will be profound, lingering, and painful. God. Oh, man. So, Becca, still in town. It's the next year, and she's doing the theater. She's volunteering again behind the scenes at the theater. None of the same people are there, like from the last production. Becca's rushing around doing everything she needs to do, but the magic is gone. It's just not the same. And
How are your arms?
my arms are okay. I lost feeling in like on my right hand on the like these 3 fingers, the middle ring and pinky finger. I can't really feel them. So like sometimes I'll drop things. But my arms, they're fine again. But yeah, and I have realized that you know, that like I'm gay in this small town, and the only other gay person I know is Jimmy. But we're obviously after different people, and so he's my only real friend, and he's a very sober, good listener. You know, we kind of commiserate being in a small town and being different, but it doesn't really help me with the loneliness. And I've kind of just learned that while theater used to be a passion, I kind of had my shot, and serendipity took it away, and Becca, you know, she's not a quitter, and she's not, you know, she's never going to give up. She'll keep working the theater for the rest of her days.
Becca's my hero.
But, you know, she'll just keep working at the pet store that she owns, and that's her life.
Fiend.
Woo! Thanks, everyone.
And that is it.
What a depressing episode of Fiasconauts.
That's how my life's gonna end.
That's the stage, folks.
That is the stage.
That's showbiz.
Chews you up, spits you out,
Yeah.
Yep.
serves you burgers.
Yeah, did you stay in Philadelphia after that?
I
or did
think
you?
that's right. I think
she
stays
would,
there.
yeah.
She's not going back to Ohio.
No.
Disgraced.
No.
I think she's. I think she writes or returns and says it's wonderful, and you know, I'm
Right.
on, like everyone loves me, and she's just a waitress at this dinner theater.
Yeah.
You know, in complete delusion.
Love it.
Yeah, she's definitely fucking one of the cooks, though.
Oh, yeah. Who always smells like meat.
It can be attractive.
The end.
Depends on the kind of meat.
The end.
Thank you, everyone. If you're on patreon.com/easyallies, you get this early. Thank you.
If you're not on Patreon, why not?
What, you know, if you don't have the cash, that's all right.
We're making friends on enemies. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, why aren't you on Patreon?
What's going on?
We're making friends, not enemies. But yeah, we do
so
this at the
aggressive.
last Friday of every month. This was a weird old short month.
Oh,
Good old
yeah.
February.
Check out Rat Queens on Hyper RPG.
Check out Rat Queens.
And Blood Curdling Tales from the Loop is our Tales from the Loop.
You're still doing that? Nice.
Yeah, we're still doing that. So it's a
still
lot of
doing that?
RPG for me.
Are you
Oh, my
still
God.
doing
still
that,
doing
Candy?
it?
Wow. You
Thank
know,
you, Jessica Lynn Verdi.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here.
Verdi?
Very fun.
Verdi. It's Americanized.
Verdi.
I always say Verdi.
Yeah, and most people do. When I say it,
How do
Jessica
you
Lynn
say it?
Verdi.
Mon Dieu.
Mon Dieu. Teals.
Sacre bleu.
Yeah, so people say Verdi. Like someone was talking about my brother yesterday. Like, I said, oh yeah, my brother's Joe Verdi. Oh, you're Joe Verdi's sister? It's
I just don't even realize.
well, I think it's okay. Yeah, it's just funny.
You're just funny.
Oh,
That was so much fun.
thanks.
So-
That was a blast.
Special thanks to Jessica Lynn Verdi.
Lainai.
You'll be back. You'll be back again
Don't make
soon,
promises
I'm
you
sure.
can't keep.
Huh?
Don't make promises you can't keep.
Barring
be
major
back.
incident, we would like to have you back.
It would be my pleasure.
Okay, cool.
I can be a somewhat honorary ally. Because I
Hey.
know there's honorary allies.
We'll check the books, you know?
I'm going to really hold out for this one. What
Yeah.
are you doing on your
Check
phone?
the
Oh my
spreadsheet.
God.
We have a spreadsheet
Let's
for that.
Let's take a poll in the votes in the comments section.
A vote comment, poll vote.
Poll vote, straw poll.
Vote. Just write 1 if I'm honorary. Write 2 if I'm honorary.
Yeah. the third tier. Anyway, you're the host of this blasted mess. Take us out.
Make sure to tell your friends how much you like Easy Allies and our delicious hosts here. They work really hard to get you guys some great content, and keep it fresh, Easies.